Some of the greatest peace I've ever found came from one simple realization. It's none of my business what other people think of me. None of my business. Grab a snack and come on back, because in today's video, we're opening one lesson from the 4 agreements that completely changed the way I protect my peace. Welcome to Lexi's Book Club. This is a conversation inspired by a book, not a discussion about a book. I'm not asking you to read this book. I'm not reviewing it chapter by chapter. I'm simply sharing an idea that stopped me in my tracks, because it did, and what it taught me about my own life. So today, the idea comes from, as you already heard me say, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I love this book. Fun fact, this is probably about my 5th or 6th copy of this book. And I also have the little pocket version of this book, so I keep it with me in my purse. And I have the companion book. I love this book. This is one of the books that I always go to, I always read, and if you've been here for some time, you always hear me talking about this book. You have. Every Sunday, we're going to open a book. But we really are going to open up ourselves. We're going to open ourselves. This isn't about book reports. You don't have to read a book to be here. You don't have to go out and buy this book to be here. You don't. It's not about homework. We're not doing the homework. I've already done the homework for you. We're not doing homework here. And it's certainly not about reviewing books. This is not Oprah's Book Club. I'm not reviewing a book. None of the above. It's about discovering ideas that help us become the people we're still becoming. The people we're still becoming. This book, The 4 Agreements, oh my goodness. This is today's book, which is just, I can't say enough about this book. I cannot say enough about this book. We're not starting at the beginning. We're starting with the lesson that has protected my peace more than almost anything else I've ever learned. Okay? And that is going to be lesson number 2 in this book of the 4 agreements. It's agreement number 2. For years, you've heard me say, what people say about you is none of your business, right? None of your business at all. And I say for years, the people who are watching this, who know me in my personal life, they've heard me say that for years. You all have heard me say that for months, right? You've heard me say that for months. For this whole last year, you've heard me say that. It didn't come from nowhere. It came from a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. There was a time when I wanted everyone to understand me. That's what we want, right? We want everyone to understand us. If someone misunderstood me, I wanted to explain. I wanted to explain. If someone criticized me, I wanted to defend myself. If someone believed something that wasn't true, I wanted to correct it. And it was exhausting. I exhausted myself. It was exhausting because I was trying to control something that never belonged to me in the first place. Someone else's opinion. Someone else's thoughts, someone else's opinion about me. Never belonged to me in the first place. Why am I trying so hard? Never belonged to me in the first place. Agreement number 2 says, don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. Don't. people see us through their own experiences and through their own lenses, right? Their own fears, their own expectations of us. Sometimes they aren't reacting to us at all. They're not. They're projecting, right? They're projecting. They're reacting to a story they've created in their own minds. Once I started to understand that concept, I stopped trying to manage everyone else's perception of me. I stopped. And that is what gave me peace. That's what gave me peace. And what this means for all of us is this lesson applies everywhere, right? It applies everywhere. It applies to your family. It applies to friendships. It applies to social media, especially. It applies to work. It applies to reinvention. And definitely to life after 60, which is what I am. And to life after whatever age you are. It applies. Protecting your peace, it doesn't mean to stop caring, because we're never going to stop caring. It means that you stop carrying. You're not stopping caring. You're stopping carrying. Right? Not every misunderstanding requires an explanation. It does not. It doesn't. Not every opinion deserves a permanent place in your heart. It doesn't. It doesn't, beloved. Not every invitation to argue deserves your attendance. It doesn't. I'm going to say that one again. Not every invitation to argue deserves your attendance. It does not. It doesn't. So here's our book club question for this week. Our book club question this week. What opinion about yourself have you been carrying that never belonged to you in the first place? That never belonged to you in the first place. Think about it. You don't even have to answer it publicly. Just think about it. Answer it honestly. Answer it honestly. This, like I said, wasn't a review of a book. It wasn't a review of a book. It was a review of a lesson that I learned from this book. The review of a lesson that I learned from this book. No, we didn't go chapter by chapter. And we may go through the other agreements, but that was the first one that stood out to me that I really wanted to bring here to talk to you all about. You know, around here, we don't just read books. We don't. We read them, we reflect on them, all right? So we don't just read them. Yes, we read them and we reflect on them. That's what we do. And we allow them to help us. We allow these books to help us become the version of ourselves, right, that we've been afraid to become. A lot of times you don't want to become the person who doesn't over-explain anymore. And you don't want to become the person who is continuing being exhausted. Why you don't want to stop being those people, I'll never know. Because I want to stop being that. I don't want to over-explain myself. I don't want to care what somebody says about me because it's none of my business. It's none of my business. We just have to move on. And if people believe what other people say about you, then they didn't know you and they weren't supporting you and they weren't for you in the first place. They weren't. They weren't. And you could just let that go. Let them go. We did a video about that. Let them go, right? Let them go. We allow these books to help us become, this version. We allow, that's what the books are all about. That's what reading is all about. It takes you to another place. Even a self-help book allows you to become someone that you've always wanted to be. The subject is going to change from week to week. It's going to, but our mission, it never does. It never does here. Every Sunday, we're going to open up a book, but we're really going to open up ourselves. So, I just want you to know that I love you plenty. And I thank you for taking time out on this day. Every Sunday from now on, this is first episode, is going to be Lexi's Book Club. And we're going to discuss so many books. There are so many books that I've learned things from that I want to bring to you and discuss with you. And maybe these are books that you might end up purchasing these books and buying them and reading them for yourself and seeing what you get out of the book. But I'm just going to come here and explain to you what I got out of it and what lesson I got out of it and share it with you. And maybe it'll resonate. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Leave it for somebody else. So on that note, we got our first Sunday Lexi's Book Club in the books. So I thank you so much, and I'll see you next Sunday. But I see you all week, because, we're here every day with something new. We've got Lexi's Method on Tuesdays, the Lexi Method. And we got Life After 60 with Lexi on Thursdays. We have our weight loss journey on Fridays. And we have Lexi's Book Club on Sundays. And then there'll be other little things sprinkled in and out. And we're always here live Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Not at a specific time. We just pop in, just say hi, have a conversation, have some fun, have a little chat. So you'll see Lexi here a lot. And I hope that one of these days is something that resonates with you. Maybe it'll be book club on Sunday to see what book we're reviewing. And not really reviewing, we're not reviewing it, but what book resonated with me? What in that particular book resonated with me? Because we're not reviewing it. This is not an actual Oprah's book club. This is not that. This is Lexi's version of a book club. So on that note, deuces, and I will see you soon.